The green light of my webcam flickers on, a tiny, judgmental eye in the dim light of my room. I plaster on a smile, the kind that doesn't quite reach my eyes but is bright enough for the camera. Hey, 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 stream team, what is OP? My voice is a little too loud, a little too forced, but energy is everything in this game. My setup is a joke, I know. A mismatched monitor that's seen better days, another one that's permanently a weird shade of yellow, a keyboard with sticky keys from 1,000 spilled sodas, and a headset held together with a worrying amount of electrical tape. But it's my cobbled together mess, and tonight the pixels are flying. I'm deep in Nova Clash, my fingers a blur on the WASD keys, my character Sparkle Bomb, zipping across the neon-drenched battlefield. The chat's actually lively for once, a steady stream of emotes and, "Let's go, Maya, I'm in the zone," actually in the zone. For a glorious few minutes, I forget about the rent, the ramen dinners, the constant gnawing feeling that I'm going nowhere. It's just me and the game. We're down to the last 3 squads. My heart's hammering against my ribs. "Okay, team, focus up," I murmur, more to myself than anyone. "We got this. Just gotta watch that flank." Then it pops up. A neon green banner across the top of my screen. A donation. Usually that's a good thing, a little dopamine hit, validation. But the username makes my stomach clench. Lux Gamer. Lux Gamer has donated $50. The robotic voice of the donation alert announces, far too cheerfully. And then the message. "Is that a potato you're streaming from? No wonder you've been stuck at 200 viewers for a year." $50. Just enough to sting. To make it seem like a genuine, if backhanded, attempt at support. But I know better. Lux Gamer, Tyler Walsh. We started around the same time, 2 nobodies with big dreams and cheap mics. Now he's got 2 million followers, brand deals falling out of his pockets, a smile that could sell sand in the desert. And for months, almost a year now, he's been taking these little pot shots. Subtle digs on his stream, sending his legion of fans, his Lux Legion as he calls them, to raid my chat with helpful criticism that always feels more like mockery. My hands start to shake. I can feel the blood drain from my face. "Oh, thanks for the donation, Lux," I manage, trying to keep my voice even. "Appreciate the, feedback." But the damage is done. My focus shatters like cheap glass. I see an enemy flicker at the edge of my screen, react a split second too late. Eliminated. The chat, which was a haven moments ago, explodes. Not with my regulars, but with them. LOL, Potato Cam strikes again. Can't even play on that garage sale setup. Lux was right, KEKW. Stick to Animal Crossing, sweetie. Tears prickle at the back of my eyes. Hot, angry tears. "All right, stream. I think that's gonna be it for tonight," I stammer, my voice thick. "Thanks for hanging out." I don't wait for goodbyes. I hit the end stream button so hard I'm surprised the mouse doesn't crack. The viewer count plummets. 212, 150, 75, 12, 0. Alone. The silence in my tiny apartment is deafening, broken only by the hum of the ancient PC. I rip off the taped headset, the cheap plastic digging into my scalp. The rage, the hurt, it's a physical thing, coiling in my gut. I storm over to my gaming rig, the one I'd saved up for months to build back when this was all just a hopeful dream, and I start yanking out cables. My hands are trembling, but not with fear. With a fury so potent it scares me. This piece of junk, this constant reminder of my failure. My phone buzzes on the cluttered desk. I glance at it. A notification. Tyler Lux Gamer Walsh is live, hosting the Gamertech pre-launch extravaganza, big announcements, bigger giveaways, don't miss out Gamertech. The same company that sent me a painfully polite rejection email for a partnership just last week. "We appreciate your enthusiasm, Miss Tanaka, but at this time," I snatch the phone. The screen shows Tyler, grinning, bathed in the professional glow of a studio setup. A Gamertech logo blazing behind him. He looks like a king on his throne. And I'm here in the dark with my pile of broken dreams and outdated hardware. "I wish," I whisper, the words torn from my throat, raw and desperate. I wish I could start over knowing what I know now. My voice cracks. I'd destroy him. I hurl the phone. It smacks against the peeling wallpaper with a sickening thud and slides to the floor, screen dark. Exhaustion, sudden and absolute, washes over me. I stumble to my threadbare sofa, not even bothering with the bed. As I fall into a restless, angry sleep, a strange, almost imperceptible blue light flickers from the discarded guts of my old gaming PC. A faint, staticky hum fills the air for a moment, like an indrawn breath, and then silence. I wake up with a gasp, my heart pounding like a drum solo. The room, it's wrong. Not wrong, but cleaner, less cluttered. The motivational posters I bought last year are missing from the walls, replaced by bare, slightly discolored paint. My overflowing laundry basket is nowhere to be seen. It's my apartment, undeniably, but an earlier version of it, like a snapshot from a forgotten album. Disoriented, I sit up, my head fuzzy. Did I sleepwalk and clean? Highly unlikely. The rage from last night feels distant, dreamlike. My phone. Where did I throw it? I spot it on the nightstand, not the floor where I'd hurled it. And it's different. An older model, one I haven't used in ages. I pick it up, my thumbprint unlocking it automatically. The date on the screen hits me like a physical blow. May 17th. Okay, the year. It's 2 years earlier. Exactly 2 years. No way. My voice is a shaky whisper. This has to be a dream, a really, really vivid, messed up dream. I scramble off the sofa, my legs unsteady, my computer desk. It's there, but the setup. It's my original setup, the one I started with, the single small monitor, the cheap membrane keyboard, the mouse that barely tracked. The headset isn't held together with tape. It's just old. My heart does a frantic tap dance against my ribs. I lunge for the mouse, clicking frantically. The browser opens. Old interface, familiar yet alien. History. I click. My Twitch channel, last streamed. 3 days ago. 3 total streams. View count, an average of 5. Follower count, 28. 28, not 200. Not the stagnant plateau I'd been stuck on for a year. This is ground zero. Panic claws at my throat, quickly followed by a dizzying wave of something else. Not quite hope, but a wild, surging possibility. Social media, I mutter, my fingers flying across the ancient keyboard. Tyler Walsh, Lux Gamer. I find his profile. No slick graphics. No blue checkmark. Follower count, 50. His last post is a grainy photo of a new game he's excited to try. He hasn't even started his regular streaming schedule. He's a nobody, just like me. I lean back in my creaky chair, the springs groaning in protest. My mind is racing, trying to process the impossible. 2 years. I have 2 years of knowledge. Every gaming trend that's about to hit, every viral moment, every industry shift, every sponsorship deal, every betrayal. The rise of Cosmic Rift as the next big esport. The fall of Heroes Vanguard after the disastrous patch 3.5. The exact week Flora Valley would become the cozy game sensation. I know which indie darlings will explode and which AAA titles will disappoint. The initial disbelief, the sheer mind-bending shock, begins to recede, replaced by a bubbling, almost manic exhilaration. A second chance. This isn't a dream, this is real. I'm back. My bank account. I need to check my bank account. With trembling hands, I log in. The balance, it's there, my savings. The money I'd carefully squirreled away from my soul-crushing office job before I took the plunge, before I quit to chase this insane streaming dream full-time. It's not a fortune, but it's enough. More than enough to do this right. I jump up, pacing the small room. My old, slightly dusty notebook and a pen. I grab them from a drawer I haven't opened in this timeline, apparently just a few days. I flip to a clean page. My hand is surprisingly steady as I begin to write. Phase 1, Foundation. Equipment upgrade, moderate, no need for overkill yet. Content strategy, upcoming hits, Cosmic Rift, early access, Flora Valley, anticipate trend. Community building, authenticity, engagement, Discord server from day one. The words flow, milestones, content calendars, networking opportunities, and who to avoid. I feel like a general plotting a campaign, every move considered, every outcome anticipated. Then I stop. One date. One crucial, pivotal event, GamerTech, their massive annual showcase, the one that, in the original timeline, catapulted Tyler to superstardom, the one where he'd be the shining host dripping with charisma and corporate approval. I remember the sting of my own rejection from them, the bitterness of watching his success. I find the date from my memory. It's about 18 months from now in this new timeline. I circle it in my notebook. Twice. 3 times. The pen digs into the paper. A slow smile spreads across my face. It's not the forced on-camera smile. This one is real, predatory even. This time, I whisper to the empty room, to the flickering image of my 28 followers on the screen. This time, I'm going to be ready when opportunity knocks. And this time, Tyler, you won't even see me coming. The hum of the old PC seems to agree, a low thrum of potential. I'm not just here to play games, I'm here to rewrite the entire damn script. The first few weeks are a blur of calculated moves. My savings aren't huge, but I'm smart about it. I don't splurge on the flashiest gear. I remember the sting of Tyler's potato comment. But I also know that genuine connection trumps top-tier tech in the early days. I invest in a solid microphone. Audio is king, a lesson I learned the hard way. A decent webcam, not 4K, but clear enough. A second monitor, a cheap one, but it's a game changer for managing the stream. My old rig gets a RAM upgrade and a new graphics card mid-range, but powerful enough for what's coming. It's functional, reliable, professional enough. I start streaming consistently. 5 days a week, same time, no exceptions. The schedule is gospel. I pick my games with surgical precision. Cosmic Rift is still in closed beta, but I finagle a key, leveraging knowledge of a forum where a dev sometimes drops them. I'm not a natural prodigy at it, but knowing the meta that will develop gives me an insane edge. I discover strategies that won't be mainstream for months. My handful of viewers are impressed. Wow, Maya, how'd you figure that out? A new follower, Pixel Pioneer, types in chat. Just a hunch, I say, winking at the camera. My early chat is small, intimate. I nurture it. I remember names. I ask questions. I'm not performing. I'm hanging out. It's the authenticity I'd lost somewhere along the way in my first timeline. Chasing numbers, chasing approval. All those hard-learned lessons from my previous failed career, I implement them from day one. Consistent branding, engaging thumbnails. I've learned a thing or two about graphic design, mostly from watching YouTube tutorials in what is now my future. Cross-promotion on other platforms. Even though my Twitter account has 12 followers, I'm building an ecosystem. About a month in, I go to a small local gaming event. The kind of thing I'd have skipped in my original timeline, too focused on the online grind. And there he is, Tyler Walsh. He's different. No swagger, no condescending glint in his eyes. He's just a guy, a little awkward, handing out homemade flyers for his barely there stream. He has a booth that's basically a card table and a borrowed monitor. He's friendly, enthusiastic. He recognizes me from a local streamer Discord we're both in. Maya, right? Sparkle Bomb? He says, extending a hand. Love your Cosmic Rift streams, man. You're killing it. It's jarring. This is the guy who will, in another life, become my nemesis, the source of so much frustration and humiliation. But here, now, he's just Tyler, full of potential, not yet twisted by the allure of fame and fortune. A part of me still recoils, the phantom sting of his future mockery echoing in my mind. But another more strategic part sees an opportunity. Hey, Tyler, Lux Gamer, yeah? I reply, shaking his hand. Thanks, man. You thinking of getting into Cosmic Rift? Definitely, he says, his eyes lighting up. Looks like the next big thing. Any tips for a newbie? He's so earnest. It almost makes me feel guilty. Almost. It's all about mastering the gravity slingshots early, I say, giving him a genuine tip, one that will actually help. He listens intently, then, the suggestion I'd half expected, half dreaded. Hey, we should collab sometime. Boost each other, you know? My first instinct is to say no, to keep my distance. But the pragmatic voice, the one that's been guiding my every move since my rebirth, chimes in. Networking, growth. He has a slightly different audience even now, cross-pollination. Reluctantly, I agree. Yeah, could be fun. Let's set something up. Our first collaboration stream is surprisingly good. We play Dungeon Delvers Duo, a co-op indie game I know will have a small surge in popularity next month. My future knowledge makes me seem like a natural strategist, effortlessly guiding us through a particularly tough dungeon that other new players are struggling with. Tyler is visibly impressed. He's loud, a bit goofy, more reliant on exaggerated reactions than skill, but he's entertaining. Our dynamic works somehow. My calm, knowledgeable approach balances his chaotic energy. Dude, Maya, you're a genius, he exclaims after we clear the final boss. How did you know that secret passage was there? Just a lucky guess, I lie smoothly. The chat is eating it up. My viewer numbers, usually hovering around 50 by now, jumped to over 150 during the collab. His do too. It's a win-win. After the stream, he DMs me. Seriously, Maya, thanks. That was awesome. Any other games you got your eye on? He seems genuinely supportive, eager to learn. My follower count starts to climb. Slowly at first, then picking up momentum. It's a steady, organic growth, built on consistency and genuine interaction. Tyler's grows too, but in fits and starts. He stumbles onto a minor viral moment by accident, a rage quit that gets clipped and shared. He leans into it. His content becomes flashier, more reliant on exaggerated reactions, clickbait titles. He starts doing more giveaways, funded by what I suspect are early, small-time sponsors he's hustling. I watch his transformation with a strange sense of detachment, like a biologist observing a specimen. The first signs of the arrogant Lux gamer I knew are beginning to surface. He starts making little jabs at other small streamers, nothing too overt, but the dismissive tone is there. During one of our later, less frequent collabs, we brainstorm a new segment idea for his channel. A week later, he launches it, presenting it as entirely his own. He doesn't even mention our conversation. The sting is familiar. 6 months. 6 months into this new life, and I hit 50,000 followers. It took me almost 2 years to reach that point in my previous timeline. The notification pops up midstream. A genuine, unforced smile breaks across my face. 50,000! You guys are amazing! I exclaim, my voice thick with real emotion this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next day, an email lands in my inbox. The subject line, partnership opportunities, Gamertech. My breath hitches. Gamertech, already? In my original timeline, I hadn't even dared to apply to them until I was well over 100K, and even then, it was a rejection. I open the email, my heart pounding. It's a junior marketing manager. They've noticed my consistent growth and strong community engagement, particularly in emerging game titles. They're interested in discussing a potential collaboration. I lean back, a slow smile spreading across my face. The notebook is still on my desk, open to that meticulously planned page. Gamertech, circled in red. Right on schedule, I murmur. Tyler Walsh might be chasing viral spikes, but I'm playing the long game, and the board is starting to look very interesting indeed. 1 year, 12 months since I woke up in a past I thought was gone forever. My channel, Sparkle Bomb, isn't just a hobby anymore. It's a rising force. I have 250,000 followers. Not a megastar, not yet. But I'm known, respected. My niche is skilled gameplay, particularly in new and upcoming competitive titles, but also for fostering a genuinely positive and supportive community. The Sparkle Squad, they call themselves. It's cheesy, but it's ours. I make sure my mods are active, that toxicity is squashed quickly but fairly. We're a haven, not a battlefield. Tyler, or Lux Gamer as the world now knows him, is at 500,000, 500,000. His growth has been explosive, fueled by a relentless barrage of flashy stunts, high stakes, and sometimes questionable giveaways, and an increasing number of call-out videos. He targets other streamers, big and small, manufacturing drama, feeding the insatiable hunger of the internet for conflict. His Lux Legion is fiercely loyal, quick to defend him and attack anyone he paints as an enemy. He's entertaining, no doubt, charismatic in a brash, over-the-top way. But the earnest, slightly awkward guy I met at that local gaming event, he's gone, replaced by a persona. Then comes the announcement. My Gamertech partnership. It's not a headline deal, not the kind Tyler is probably already angling for. It's a smaller sponsorship. They'll provide some gear, feature me on their social media for upcoming indie titles they're promoting, maybe a spot in a smaller online tournament, but it's a foot in the door, a significant industry-recognized foot, and it comes with potential, huge potential. The email from them had hinted at larger opportunities for creators who demonstrate strong performance and brand alignment. I announce it on stream, genuine excitement in my voice. Guys, I'm so thrilled to share that I'm officially partnering with Gamertech. The Sparkle Squad erupts. Congratulatory messages flood the chat. It feels good, earned. Behind the scenes, Tyler doesn't take it well. I hear through the grapevine. The streamer community is smaller than you think, that he's furious. He believes Gamertech should have approached him first. He has double my numbers, after all. He's the bigger name. He calls his contact there, someone he'd schmoozed at an industry mixer, and apparently throws a minor tantrum. The public digs start almost immediately. Subtle at first. During one of his streams, while unboxing a new piece of non-Gamertech equipment, he smirks. You know, some people get these fancy sponsorships because they're good at networking, he says, air quoting the word with exaggerated finger wiggles. Not necessarily because they're the best streamers, if you catch my drift. It's all about who you know, right, chat? His Lux Legion spams true and snake emojis. It stings. More than I want to admit. Especially after those early days, after I genuinely tried to help him, gave him tips. Collaborated when he was still a nobody, but I don't bite. I maintain my professionalism. On my streams, I'm all positivity, all focus on the games, the community. I don't mention his name, I don't acknowledge the shade. But our mutual followers, the ones who watch both of us, they notice. The comments sections on our VODs, on Reddit threads discussing us, become battlegrounds. Maya earned it, Lux is just jealous. Lux is way more entertaining, Maya is boring. The community starts to fracture, taking sides. The friendly rivalry, if it ever truly was friendly, is over. This is just rivalry. Then the big one. Gamertech announces a major online tournament for Cosmic Rift, their flagship sponsored game, a huge prize pool, massive exposure, and guess who are among the invited headline streamers? Me and Tyler. This is it. My future knowledge, my secret weapon, feels like a live current under my skin. I know this game. I know the meta that's going to dominate this tournament, the character builds that will be unstoppable, the map strategies that nobody else has figured out yet. For weeks, I practice, not just grinding mechanics, but drilling the exact strategies I know will lead to victory. I study VODs from what would have been future tournaments in my old timeline, memorizing plays, counterplays. I'm not just preparing, I'm programming myself for success. Tournament day. It's an all-day affair, streamed live on Gamertech's official channel, with casters, analysis, the whole 9 yards. Millions are watching. I play methodically, calmly, executing my pre-planned strategies flawlessly. I don't showboat, I don't taunt, I just win. Round after round, Tyler is also advancing. He's a good player, I can't deny that. Flashy, aggressive. He relies on surprising his opponents, on raw mechanical skill. He's clearly put in the hours. He wins his matches with a lot of shouting, a lot of hype. The crowd loves him, and the brackets converge. The inevitable happens. The grand finals, Sparkle Bomb versus Lux Gamer. Me versus Tyler. The casters are hyping it up. The methodical mastermind versus the aggressive showman. This is the matchup we've all been waiting for. My heart is surprisingly calm. This moment. I've seen it coming for a year. He sits across from me in the virtual lobby, his Lux Gamer avatar exuding a cocky confidence. He sends me a private message in the game client. Ready to get wrecked, Potato Cam? I don't reply, I just ready up. The match begins. Best of 5. He comes out swinging, hyper-aggressive, just like I knew he would. I weather the storm, my defense tight, unshakable. I'm not just playing against him. I'm playing against his tendencies, his habits, his future self that I remember so clearly. I anticipate his every gank, every rotation, every ultimate. It's like he's moving in slow motion. I win the first game. Decisively. He looks rattled. He overcommits in the second game, trying to force a win. I punish him for it. 2-0. The third game. He's visibly tilted. He's trying new things, desperate things, but I have an answer for everything. It's a masterclass. My Sparkle squad in the Twitch chat is losing their minds. The neutral viewers are stunned. 3-0. A clean sweep. I am the Gamertech Cosmic Rift champion. The virtual confetti falls. The casters are screaming. I allow myself a small, genuine smile. Tyler says nothing. He disconnects from the lobby before the post-match interview. Later that night, on his own stream, he melts down. She was cheating. There's no way. She knew everything I was going to do. It's rigged. That setup of hers is probably running hacks. He rants, he raves, he accuses. He can't believe he was so thoroughly outplayed. Gamertech, however, is thrilled. They review the match data. No evidence of cheating, of course, just superior strategy. The next day, they issue a press release. Maya Sparklebomb Tanaka crowned Cosmic Rift champion. My partnership status is upgraded. More money, more exposure. A custom Gamertech Sparklebomb branded peripheral line is hinted at. Tyler's response? His first truly public direct attack. A video uploaded to his channel, thumbnail featuring my face with a red circle and slash through it. Title: Exposed: How Maya Sparklebomb gamed the system, and probably cheats. It's full of baseless accusations, out-of-context clips, and appeals to his Lux Legion to see the truth. My followers rush to my defense. They post clips of my clean gameplay, of my strategic brilliance. But Tyler's audience is larger, louder. The harassment starts. My social media mentions are a cesspool. My chat is constantly being raided by his fans, spamming cheater and fraud. It's a deluge of negativity. The old Maya would have crumbled. The old Maya would have cried, would have quit, would have let him win. But I'm not the old Maya. I refuse to respond with hostility. I don't make a counter video. I don't engage in the mudslinging. Instead, I go live. I thank Gamertech. I thank my community. I talk about my love for the game, my passion for strategy. I play Flora Valley, the cozy farming game, and build a lovely little turnip patch. I cultivate my garden, both in the game and in my community. My steady, authentic approach continues to draw people in. My numbers keep climbing. Tyler's numbers are big, but they're controversy-driven. He needs the drama to survive. I just need to be me, the me I was always meant to be. The rivalry isn't just about numbers anymore. It's about style, substance. And I know, with a certainty that chills me to the bone, that this is only the beginning. 18 months, a year and a half since I woke up with the future in my head. My channel, Sparklebomb, is booming. 800,000 followers. It's not just a channel, it's a community, a brand. I'm known for my skill, yes, but also for my positive attitude, my charity streams, my support for up-and-coming creators. I'm the streamer people want their kids to watch. Tyler, Lux Gamer, he's hit the 1 million mark and then some. His growth is still undeniable, but it's built on a precarious foundation of drama, call-outs, and a fan base that thrives on outrage. We exist in a state of fragile public peace. We don't interact, we don't mention each other. But we're always there, two titans in the same space, constantly vying for the same spotlight, the same sponsorships, the same eyeballs. The tension is a silent, thrumming thing in the background of every stream, every industry event. Then Gamertech makes its move. Their annual flagship event, the Gamertech Showcase, is approaching. It's a week-long extravaganza of new game reveals, tech demos, celebrity appearances, and exclusive interviews. It's the E3 of the streaming world and Gamertech's biggest marketing push of the year. They approach both of us. Separately at first, then a joint call. Maya Tyler, says a smooth voice, a senior executive named Marcus Thorne, whose picture I've seen in industry magazines. We have a proposition. We believe the two of you, as our leading partnered creators, represent the best of what Gamertech stands for. We'd like you to co-host the showcase. Co-host? With Tyler. My stomach churns. The idea of sharing a stage with him, of pretending there isn't this chasm of resentment and rivalry between us, is distasteful. But Thorne continues, outlining the vision, playing to our strengths. My analytical insights and deep game knowledge for the demos and developer interviews. Tyler's high-energy charisma for the hype segments and audience interaction. Think of the combined reach, Thorne says, his voice practically purring. The narrative. Two top streamers joining forces for the biggest gaming event of the year. It's a massive professional opportunity, the kind that can define a career. My mind races. Can I do this? Can I work with him? The old Maya would have been intimidated, probably manipulated. The new Maya sees the chessboard. Despite my reservations, despite the bad blood, I hear myself agreeing. It sounds like an incredible opportunity, Marcus. I'm in. Tyler, on the other end of the call, is surprisingly agreeable. Yeah, Marcus, sounds epic. Maya and I will crush it. Best showcase ever. His voice is all charm, all enthusiasm. The planning meetings begin. Virtual calls, mostly. Tyler is different. He's the charming, collaborative Tyler I glimpsed briefly at that local gaming event so long ago. He's full of ideas, some genuinely good. He compliments my suggestions. He's deferential, even. Maya, that's a brilliant angle for the Cyber Stallion 2 segment. Totally using that. I'm thrown off balance. Could it be? Could my presence, my altered trajectory have actually changed him? Did he see my success, my gamertech partnership, my tournament win, and realize that antagonism wasn't the only path? A sliver of hope, naive and unwelcome, lodges in my chest. Maybe this co-hosting gig could be a truce, a genuine one. We develop concepts together, innovative, interactive segments, ways to engage the live audience and the millions watching online. I bring my knowledge of upcoming tech and game design principles. He brings his knack for viral moments and audience hype. It's working. We're actually creating something exciting, something bigger than either of us could do alone. I even start to not like him, but tolerate him. Respect his hustle, maybe, the week before the showcase. Rehearsals are starting. I'm running through my script for a deep dive segment on procedural generation in open world games. My phone buzzes, a message from an old contact, a mid-level tech at Gamertech I'd befriended during my initial partnership talks, someone who owes me a small favor. Maya, thought you should know. Tyler had a private meeting with Marcus Thorne and the other execs yesterday. Off the official schedule. A cold knot forms in my stomach. What about? I type back. The reply comes a minute later. He pitched them a revised concept for the showcase, yours and his ideas, but he framed them all as his. Said he had a stronger vision to carry the event. Suggested you'd be better in a more supporting role. Less technical stuff, more community spotlight fluff pieces. The air rushes out of my lungs. I feel dizzy. The room seems to tilt. And Thorne? Sounded like they bought it. Tyler's got the bigger raw numbers, right? They see him as the safer bet to headline. They're redrafting the segment schedule now. You're being sidelined. The betrayal is a physical blow, knocking the naive hope clean out of me. The charming collaborator, the supportive partner, it was all an act, a calculated, manipulative performance. He waited until all our joint ideas were on the table, until my contributions were clear, and then he moved in for the kill. Stole it all, just like he tried to steal that segment idea we brainstormed all that time ago. But this is monumental. My hands are shaking. Not with rage this time, but with a cold, clear fury. He's the same. He hasn't changed. He's exactly the arrogant, backstabbing user I knew from my previous life. The one who mocked my setup, who reveled in my failures. I want to scream. I want to call Thorne, to call Tyler, to unleash the torrent of accusations and fury coiling in my gut. But I don't. The new Maya, the one forged in the fires of a second chance, is a strategist. An explosion now would be satisfying, but ultimately futile. They've already made their decision. Instead, I take a deep breath. And another. I open my laptop. I start documenting. I save every email exchange with Tyler about the showcase planning, every shared document with our brainstorming notes, time-stamped, every message where he praised my ideas. I have a meticulous record of our collaboration, of my contributions. Then, A different kind of memory surfaces. My IT background. Before streaming, I worked in corporate IT for 3 years. Dull, soul crushing, but I learned things. Things about networks, servers, vulnerabilities. Gamertech's streaming platform. I remember noticing a few quirks during the tournament, minor instabilities during peak load. Nothing critical then, but the showcase. The traffic would be an order of magnitude higher. Millions of concurrent viewers. They were also planning to launch their new premium subscription service during the event, a huge revenue driver. A new plan begins to form in my mind. A contingency, a very, very interesting contingency. I call Tyler. My voice is calm, measured. Hey, Tyler, heard there might be some changes to the showcase structure? He's not even remotely apologetic. If anything, he sounds smug. Oh yeah, Maya, just some tweaks. Marcus and I felt it needed a more unified vision, a stronger lead. And with my numbers, it just makes sense for me to take point. Don't worry, you'll still have your moments. My ideas seemed pretty good when we were developing them together, I say, keeping the ice out of my voice. They were good, Maya, real good, he concedes magnanimously. Great starting points. But I can execute them better. Bigger platform, bigger impact. It's just business, no hard feelings. The exact same arrogance, the exact same dismissive tone from my previous timeline when he'd belittle my achievements. No hard feelings. Oh, I have feelings, Tyler, but you won't like them when I'm done. Right, I say. Just business. See you at rehearsals. I hang up. Rather than exploding, I strategically, almost meekly, accept the reduced role. I'll be the good soldier. I'll smile. I'll do my little community segments. And I'll watch. And I'll prepare. During the flurry of pre-event publicity, Tyler is front and center. He talks about his vision for the showcase, his innovative ideas for audience engagement. He takes full credit for everything. The media eats it up. Lux Gamer, the visionary. I document it all, every article, every interview, and in the quiet hours when I'm not playing my assigned diminished role, I'm reaching out to a few trusted friends in the streaming community. Streamers I've helped, streamers who value integrity. I tell them I have a hunch there might be some technical issues during the showcase, that Gamertech's platform might be more fragile than they think. I suggest, very subtly, that it might be a good idea for them to have their own streams ready to go just in case. And maybe, just maybe, if the main event goes down, they could all coincidentally decide to point their audiences towards a certain other platform, a much more stable one, mine. The showcase is anticipated to bring record traffic to Gamertech's servers. Tyler's arrogance, Gamertech's greed, their vulnerable infrastructure. The pieces are all there. The game is afoot. And this time, I'm not just playing for viewers, I'm playing for keeps. The week of the Gamertech showcase arrives like a storm front, crackling with energy, smelling of ozone, and impending chaos. Or maybe that's just my heightened senses. I'm a bundle of nerves, but not the jittery, anxious kind. It's a coiled, focused energy, like a spring wound tight. I'm the model of professionalism. I arrive early for every rehearsal, coffee in hand for the stressed-looking production crew. I offer helpful suggestions for my now truncated segments, minor tweaks to camera angles, lighting. Just want to make sure my little corner of the show looks as good as possible, I say with a bright, unassuming smile. The crew, already frazzled by the scale of the event and Tyler's particularities, seem to appreciate my low-maintenance attitude, and Tyler, in stark contrast, is a whirlwind of ego. He's frequently late, striding in like he owns the place, which, in his mind, he probably does. He makes last-minute sweeping changes to segments he'd supposedly finalized with the producers, often directly contradicting what was agreed upon. No, the pyro needs to go off here, he'd command, snapping his fingers at a bewildered-looking special effects guy. And I need a close-up on my face when I say the tagline. Extreme close-up. Got it? The Gamertech executives, especially Marcus Thorad, are clearly enamored with Tyler. They laugh a little too loudly at his jokes, nod enthusiastically at his pronouncements. He's their golden boy, their ticket to viral success. They give him the prime segments, the most camera time, the biggest entrances. My segments are relegated to the quieter, off-peak hours, mostly focused on community engagement and indie spotlights. Important, sure, but not the headline-grabbing stuff. I'm the palate cleanser between Tyler's main courses. I use my time wisely. While Tyler is busy demanding his latte be exactly 165 degrees, I'm helping the technical team. Hey guys, need a hand with that cable run? I'd offer, rolling up my sleeves. My old IT skills might actually be useful for something. They're understaffed and overworked, so they usually accept. This gives me valuable sanctioned access. I'm not snooping, not really. I'm just observing. Making mental notes of their server architecture, their load balancing protocols, or lack thereof, their backup system configurations. I spot a few glaring vulnerabilities, things a competent IT audit would have flagged immediately. Sloppy patching, default admin passwords still in place on some non-critical but still connected systems. Their streaming platform is a patchwork of off-the-shelf solutions and custom code, clearly rushed to market. It's built for shine, not for resilience. Tyler's behavior grows increasingly dismissive, not just towards me, but towards the entire production crew. He barks orders. He belittles their efforts. Is this amateur hour? He sneers at a sound tech struggling with feedback from his mic. Get it together, people. This is the Lux Gamer Show now. During the final dress rehearsal, the day before the showcase goes live, it happens. My segment is a pre-recorded piece about the importance of accessibility in game design, something I'm genuinely passionate about. As it plays on the big screens in the empty arena, Tyler, lounging in a plush chair reserved for headline talent, lets out an exaggerated yawn. When the lights come up, he smirks at me, his voice carrying over the comms. Seriously, Maya, that's your big contribution? Important stuff, I guess, for the, 5 people who care? This is why you're still playing catch up to my numbers. People want excitement, not lectures. Marcus Thorne and a couple of other gamer tech execs standing nearby chuckle. They actually chuckle. They have no idea how much their multi-million-dollar showcase is about to depend on the very person they're allowing to be ridiculed. The irony is so thick, I could bottle it and sell it as a stress reliever. I just smile sweetly. Glad you enjoyed it, Tyler. Later that afternoon, during a production meeting I'm only peripherally part of, I learned the full extent of Gamertech's gamble. The showcase isn't just about hype. It's the grand launch of Gamertech Premium, their new subscription service. Exclusive content, ad-free viewing, early access to demos. Millions in marketing dollars have been poured into driving traffic to the platform, specifically to sign up for Premium during the showcase. And Tyler? He's set to receive a massive 7-figure bonus if they hit their ambitious subscriber targets by the end of the week. No wonder he was so keen to take over. The night before the showcase, I'm in my hotel room, going over my notes. My real notes. The ones about server capacities and traffic choke points. My phone buzzes. A message from Tyler. Try not to embarrass yourself tomorrow, Sparkle Chump. Some of us were meant for the spotlight. The rest are just background noise. I stare at the message. The old anger flickers, but it's quickly doused by the cold, clear waters of my plan. I don't reply to him. Instead, I make a few calls to my small, trusted network of streamer allies. Code words we'd agreed upon. Operation Turnip Patch is a go for tomorrow. Stand by for coordinates. They confirm. They're ready. They know their roles. One last call. I dial Tyler's number. He picks up on the third ring, his voice wary. What? Tyler, I say, my voice calm, almost gentle. Tomorrow is a big day for both of us. For Gamertech. We can still do this together. We can both succeed. The original plan, our collaborative ideas, they were good. We can make this the best showcase ever, genuinely. I'm giving him one last chance. A chance to salvage something. A chance to not be the villain of this story. His laugh is harsh, dismissive. Are you kidding me, Maya? I don't need you. Never did. Your budget setup and your desperate attempts to stay relevant are just sad at this point. Tomorrow, the world sees what a real star looks like. Stay out of my way. He hangs up. I close my eyes for a moment. So be it. He's made his choice, and now I make mine. I open my laptop, my personal streaming dashboard. I check my setup. Everything is green. My own platform, built with resilience, ready for a surge. The stage is set, the players are in position. Tomorrow, the show begins. And it's going to be one for the history books, just not the way Gamertech or Tyler Walsh expects. The day of the Gamertech showcase dawns bright and buzzing, a palpable thrum of anticipation in the air. Backstage is a controlled chaos of techs, producers, PR people, and the occasional bewildered-looking celebrity gamer. I arrive early, of course, calm amidst the storm. Tyler makes his grand entrance an hour later, entourage in tow, sunglasses on indoors, already in character. The showcase kicks off with a dazzling opening ceremony. Lasers, pyrotechnics, a thumping soundtrack. Tyler strides onto the main stage as the primary host, and I have to admit, he's good. Charismatic, commanding, he works the live audience into a frenzy. He's a natural showman, feeding off their energy. Millions are tuning in online across Gamertech's platform and their syndicated feeds. The viewer numbers are already astronomical. I perform my allotted roles perfectly. My early segment is a short, pre-recorded interview with an indie dev team. I keep it engaging, insightful, highlighting their passion. The live audience response is polite, a gentle ripple before Tyler storms back on for a major game reveal that sends them into hysterics. Behind the scenes, when the cameras are off, Tyler's dismissiveness continues. A condescending pat on my shoulder here, a muttered, "Stick to the small stuff, sweetie," there. I just smile, a serene, knowing smile that seems to unnerve him more than any argument would. My main live segment is scheduled for mid-afternoon, a showcase of promising indie games being launched exclusively on the Gamertech platform. It's a lower-key part of the event, designed to give viewers a breather between the AAA blockbusters. As I step onto the smaller B stage, I take a deep breath. This is it, Phase 1. "Hey everyone, Sparklebomb here," I begin, my voice warm and inviting. We've seen some incredible big-budget titles today, but now I want to shine a light on some truly innovative indie gems that you can play right now on the Gamertech platform. I walk through their 3 different games, my enthusiasm genuine. They actually are pretty cool titles. For each one, I smoothly, subtly encourage the viewers. And folks, if this looks like your kind of game, you can download the demo or wishlist it on the Gamertech store this very second. Show these amazing devs some love. I can see the real-time analytics on a discrete monitor, a small surge in traffic to those specific store pages on Gamertech's site. Good. A little warm-up for their servers. I wrap up my segment, thank the audience, and step off stage, my heart thumping a steady rhythm of anticipation. The showcase continues. More big reveals, more Tyler preening and hyping. Then, the moment approaches. Tyler's keynote segment. The grand unveiling of Gamertech Premium. This is the centerpiece of their entire strategy. As Tyler takes center stage, bathed in a golden spotlight, a hush falling over the arena, I tap a command into my discreet burner phone. Go. Around the world, my network of allied streamers, all live on their own channels, simultaneously receive the signal. "Hey chat," says Pixel Pioneer to his 20,000 viewers. "Heard Gamertech Premium is launching right now. Let's all go try and sign up at once and see if their servers can handle the Pixel army." Similar messages, tailored to their own communities, go out from a dozen other channels. Tens of thousands of dedicated fans, all directed to the Gamertech Premium sign-up page at the exact same moment. A beautifully orchestrated, perfectly legitimate flash mob of digital enthusiasm. On stage, Tyler is building to his crescendo. "For years, you've asked for more exclusives, more access, more Gamertech, and we've listened." Behind him, on the giant screen, the Gamertech Premium logo is meant to animate gloriously. Instead, the loading animation starts to stutter. The live viewer count on the official Gamertech stream, visible on monitors backstage, begins to dip. 5 million, 4.8 million, 4.5 million. I'm monitoring the traffic patterns on another hidden feed, using web analytics tools I know well. The initial surge from my indie segment was a ripple. This coordinated sign-up wave is a tsunami. Their servers are showing critical strain, latency skyrocketing, packet loss. I can see the exact choke points I'd identified earlier turning deep red on my monitor. Tyler, oblivious, continues his rehearsed speech, his voice booming. Today, we're not just launching a service, we're launching the future of gaming. Introducing GamerTech Premium. He throws his arms wide. The spotlight intensifies. This is his hero moment. And that's when it happens. The GamerTech platform crashes completely. The mainstream cuts to a buffering wheel. Then, an error message. The giant screen behind Tyler flickers, goes black, then displays a dreaded 503 service unavailable. The live viewer count across all official channels plummets to 0. Disconnected. A wave of confusion ripples through the live arena audience. Murmurs turn into shouts. Technicians are scrambling backstage, headsets crackling with panicked voices. Backup systems, the ones I'd noted had shoddy configurations, fail to engage properly. They're dead in the water. Tyler stands there, frozen in his triumphant pose, the golden spotlight now making him look foolish and exposed. His smile wavers, then collapses. Technical difficulties. He stammers into the dead microphone. He looks wildly around, his bravado evaporating. This is my cue. I walk calmly from the wings, microphone in hand. One I'd ensured was on a separate, reliable audio board. I step onto the main stage. Good evening, everyone, I say, my voice clear, steady, carrying through the arena's PA system, which is thankfully still operational. It seems we're experiencing some significant technical difficulties with the main broadcast. I glance at Tyler, who looks like he's seen a ghost. While the brilliant team at GamerTech works tirelessly to resolve this, I'd hate for you all to miss out on the excitement. I turn to the main camera, the one that should be broadcasting to millions but is currently dark, but I know other cameras are still rolling news crews, independent media. So, I continue, a confident smile on my face. The show must go on, right? If you'd like to continue enjoying the GamerTech showcase, or at least my version of it, please join me live on my personal streaming channel, Sparklebomb on Twitch. I've got a few surprises and I promise my servers can handle it. My viewership, already primed by my allied streamers who are now frantically directing their audiences to my channel, skyrockets. 100K, 500K, 1 million. 1.5 million concurrent viewers. On my platform, my chat is a blur of Maya Saves the Day, Sparkle God, Potato Cam, FTW. GamerTech executives, including a horrified Marcus Thorne, are watching from the VIP booth as their flagship event implodes on live television, their premium service launch a smoking crater. Tyler is having a full-blown meltdown on stage, shouting at a hapless technician, his carefully constructed image shattering in real time. And me? I'm in my element. I smoothly transition to an impromptu quanda, take requests for games to play, crack jokes. I am the consummate professional, the calm in the storm, the streamer who saved the broadcast. The GamerTech showcase is indeed one for the history books. Just not the way they wrote the script. I did. The GamerTech Premium service launch isn't just a failure. It's a spectacular public relations inferno. GamerTech showcase crashes and burns, screams one headline. Lux Gamer meltdown goes viral, blares another. The fallout is immediate and brutal. Backstage, as I'm calmly winding down my impromptu Save the Day stream, which peaked at just over 2.2 million viewers, by the way, Tyler is apoplectic. I can hear his shouts echoing from a nearby green room. He's blaming the technical staff, the lighting guy, the caterers, anyone but himself or the fragile platform he was championing. It's not a good look. Security eventually has to escort him out when he reportedly throws a monitor. In stark contrast, my quick thinking and the seamless transition to my personal stream receive widespread industry praise. Social media is flooded with clips of me effortlessly handling the crisis, juxtaposed with Tyler's on-stage tantrum. My follower count, which was already a healthy 800K before the showcase, explodes. It surges past Tyler's, then past 1.5 million, and keeps climbing. For the first time, I'm definitively bigger than him. Much bigger. GamerTech's stock price plummets by 15% in after-hours trading. The failed launch, coupled with the very public display of their platform's instability, spooks investors. An internal investigation is immediately launched. They find no evidence of a malicious DDoS attack, no external sabotage. The official report, which I managed to get a leaked copy of thanks to my tech contact, concludes that the crash was due to an unprecedented but legitimate surge in user traffic, hitting previously unidentified architectural vulnerabilities in their server infrastructure. In other words, their systems simply couldn't handle the success they'd engineered. My coordinated flash mob of signups was the tipping point, but the underlying weakness was all theirs. My role in salvaging what could be salvaged from the broadcast and in keeping a massive audience engaged when Gamertech's own platform failed makes me the unlikely hero of the debacle. Industry publications, the ones that had previously fawned over Tyler, are now running features on Maya Sparklebomb Tanaka, Grace Under Pressure. Tyler, predictably, doesn't take his fall from grace quietly. He goes on a multi-hour streaming rant, accusing me of masterminding the whole thing. She sabotaged me. She planned it. That potato cam witch, she crashed their servers somehow. She's jealous. She's always been jealous. He offers no proof, just wild conspiracy theories and increasingly unhinged vitriol. The rant goes viral, but for all the wrong reasons. He becomes a meme, a laughingstock. Hashlux gamer meltdown trends for days. Gamertech, facing immense pressure and desperate for a scapegoat and a hero, acts decisively. They terminate Tyler Walsh's contract, citing unprofessional behavior bringing the Gamertech brand into disrepute and his failure to adequately perform hosting duties during the showcase. Ouch. And then the call I'd been anticipating. Marcus Thorne. His voice is considerably less smooth, more humbled. He apologizes profusely for the events of the showcase, for underestimating me, for backing the wrong horse. Then, the offer. An exclusive multi-year partnership. Creative control. A significant stake in rebuilding and relaunching their now heavily revised Gamertech premium platform. With my input on stability and features, they want me to be the face of the new Gamertech. I accept, of course, on my terms. My follower count officially crosses the 2 million mark. Tyler's, meanwhile, is in freefall. Sponsors are dropping him. His Lux Legion, while still having some diehards, is largely disillusioned by his meltdown and lack of accountability. One quiet evening a few weeks later, I find myself watching one of my earliest streams from my first life. The grainy footage, the terrible lighting, the nervous, hopeful Maya with her 200 viewers. I'm sitting in my new, state-of-the-art streaming studio, a stark contrast to that old, cobbled-together setup. A bittersweet ache fills my chest. It's been such a long, strange journey, across 2 lifetimes. How differently things have turned out. My phone buzzes. A new message on a burner social media account I barely use. Unknown sender. You planned this, all of it. I don't know how you did it, but you did. You'll regret making an enemy of me, Maya. This isn't over. I recognize the phrasing. The impotent rage. It's Tyler. And it's almost identical to a message he'd sent me in my previous life, after some minor online squabble I can barely remember. Back then, that message had filled me with dread, with fear. Now, I just smile. A small, satisfied smile. Instead of fear, I feel a strange sort of peace. And maybe, just maybe, a tiny hint of compassion for the arrogant, insecure boy who could have been so much more if only he'd chosen a different path. This time, Tyler, it is over. At least this chapter is. And I'm the one who wrote the ending. 6 months. Half a year since the Gamertech showcase became the stuff of internet legend. My legend, Tyler's cautionary tale. My world has transformed. Sparklebomb is no longer just a channel. It's an empire. Multiple channels, actually. One for competitive gaming, one for cozy indie titles, even an educational one where I teach game design basics. A merchandise line designed by talented community artists sells out within hours of each drop. My charity initiatives have raised hundreds of thousands for various causes. I'm not just a streamer. I'm an influencer, a brand, a businesswoman. One of my core missions now is to elevate other small streamers, particularly women and underrepresented voices in gaming. I host weekly indie spotlight segments featuring new talent, raid their channels with my massive Sparkle Squad, offer mentorship. I remember the struggle, the feeling of being invisible, and I'm determined to make the path a little easier for others. Gamertech, true to their word, has rebuilt its platform with me as their primary partner and consultant. It's stabler, more user-friendly, and features robust support for emerging creators. Their new premium service, relaunched with a focus on quality and community rather than just hype, is actually doing well. Tyler? Well, Tyler is mostly a ghost. He's lost almost all his major sponsorships. He streams irregularly to a vastly diminished audience from what looks like his old bedroom setup. The swagger is gone, replaced by a haunted, bitter look in his eyes. He's attempted several comeback strategies: a foray into controversial IRL streaming, a half-hearted attempt at a music career, even a cringe-worthy apology video that came across as deeply insincere. Each one has been more desperate and less successful than the last. His Lux Legion has mostly disbanded, leaving only a small, toxic core. During one of my big charity streams, a 24-hour marathon for children's hospitals, a large donation pops up: $1,000. The username is Anonymous Gamer. The message attached is simple: "I'm sorry." My breath catches. I know that username. It's an old alt account Tyler used to use back in our earliest days before Lux Gamer became a thing. An account I'd completely forgotten about until this very moment. My viewers are spamming hearts and thank yous, assuming it's just a generous anonymous fan. I force a smile. Wow, thank you so much, Anonymous Gamer. That's incredibly generous. You're helping make a real difference today. Inside, I'm reeling. Sorry for what? For the showcase? For the years of mockery? For everything? A week later, an email arrives in my business inbox. The sender, Tyler Walsh. The subject, meeting. My management team, a sleek, professional group I'd hired to handle the business side of my booming career, strongly advises against it. Maya, he's irrelevant, toxic. There's no upside for you. It's a trap, or he wants a handout. They're probably right. But that "I'm sorry," it felt different. And the Tyler I met at that local gaming event 2.5 years ago, in this timeline, he wasn't a monster. He was just a kid with a dream, like me. Against their advice, I agree. Coffee, a public place, no cameras, no entourage, just me. He's already there when I arrive, sitting at a small table in the corner, nursing a cup of what looks like black coffee. He looks smaller, humbled. The flashy Lux Gamer persona is completely gone. He's just Tyler again. He stands up awkwardly when he sees me. "Maya, thanks for coming," he says, his voice quiet, almost raspy. "Tyler," I nod, sitting down. The silence stretches for a moment. He stares into his coffee cup. "Look," he begins, then stops, takes a breath. "What happened at the showcase? And everything before? I was an idiot, an arrogant, destructive idiot." He finally looks at me, his eyes filled with a weariness that makes him seem older than his years. "I messed up. Big time. I know that." He talks. For almost an hour, he talks. He doesn't make excuses, not really. He talks about the pressure of his sudden fame, the fear of losing it all, the way the algorithms seem to reward his worst impulses. He reveals personal struggles, insecurities I never would have guessed at, a desperate need for validation that fueled his aggressive competitiveness, his need to tear others down to build himself up. I listen. I just listen. And as he speaks, I remember my own darkest moments from my first life. The loneliness, the desperation, the feeling of being a failure, the rage that had consumed me. I hadn't handled it by lashing out at others, but the pain, the root of it, felt familiar. "I'm not asking you to forgive me, Maya," he says finally, his voice raw. "I don't deserve that, but I want to try and build something again. Something real this time, with integrity. I don't even know where to start. You did it right. Even with me trying to tear you down, you stayed true to yourself. How?" I consider his question, considering the tangled mess of our intertwined careers across 2 timelines. He doesn't know about my rebirth, about my impossible advantage. He just sees the outcome. "You start over," I say, my voice gentle but firm. "Not with gimmicks. Not with drama or stunts. You find what you're genuinely passionate about. You connect with people, for real, and you're honest. With them and with yourself. It's slower, it's harder. But it's the only way to build something that lasts. It's the advice I wish someone had given the Maya from my first life." We talk a little longer about games, about the industry, about the future. When we part ways, there's no dramatic handshake, No tearful reconciliation. But as I walk out of the coffee shop, I feel a weight I hadn't even realized I was carrying. The last vestiges of bitterness from my previous timeline, finally, truly lifting. I return to my studio. It's no longer a cobbled together setup in a tiny apartment. It's a professional space built on my terms, filled with top of the line equipment, yes, but also with laughter, with creativity, with the buzz of a team that shares my vision. My stream that night breaks my personal viewership record. Not because of any drama, but because of a special guest, a small indie developer whose game I genuinely love. We laugh, we explore, we celebrate her creation. As I end the broadcast, signing off to my incredible Sparkle Squad, I whisper to myself, the camera already off. Some second chances are for everyone, even for the Tylers of the world. Maybe, if they're willing to do the work. 1 year later. The GamerTech annual showcase is in full swing, and it's an entirely different beast. Smoother, more inclusive, more focused on genuine gaming celebration than on manufactured hype. I'm the host, of course, but it's a collaborative effort featuring a diverse lineup of creators, developers, and industry voices. It's now widely considered the premier event in the gaming calendar, a testament to what happens when you prioritize community and stability. My streaming network, Sparklebright Creators, now supports dozens of up-and-coming streamers, providing them with resources, mentorship, and a platform to shine. We're changing the landscape one positive stream at a time. Tyler Walsh is still around. He's rebuilt slowly, painstakingly. His channel is much smaller now, a niche community focused on intricate game design analysis and thoughtful commentary. He also mentors a few aspiring game developers, sharing his hard-won lessons about the industry's pitfalls. There's no flash, no drama, just quiet passion. We're not friends, not exactly, but there's a mutual respect. We occasionally collaborate on industry education initiatives, panels about responsible content creation, mental health, and gaming. He never reached the dizzying heights of Lux Gamer again, but he seems content. More genuine than I ever saw him in his past life. I never told anyone about my rebirth, about the impossible journey that brought me here. It's my secret, a strange, unshareable core around which this new life has been built. One late night, after a particularly long but rewarding charity stream, I'm finally unpacking the last few boxes from my move to a new, larger apartment. Tucked away at the bottom of one, wrapped in old newspaper, I find them. The broken, mismatched pieces of my original taped-together headset. The one Tyler had mocked. The one that had been a symbol of my frustration and failure. As I hold the pieces in my hand, a faint, familiar electrical current seems to hum through them, just for a second. A whisper of static, a flicker of blue light in my memory. And then it's gone. For good this time, I smile. I take the broken headset and place it carefully in a small, empty display case on a shelf in my streaming room. A reminder, not of failure, but of beginnings, of where I started both times. My phone buzzes. A message from Marcus Thorne at GamerTech. They're proposing a new initiative, a scholarship fund for aspiring streamers and game developers from underprivileged backgrounds. They want to launch it in my name. The proposed name, the Phoenix Fund, rising from the ashes. A genuine, heartfelt laugh escapes me. Perfect. I type back my approval, a wide smile on my face. I turn on my camera for a spontaneous, unscheduled stream. Just a quick goodnight to my community. Thousands flood in immediately. Hey, Sparkle Squad, I begin, my voice warm, intimate. Just wanted to say hi, and for anyone new tuning in, anyone just starting out, feeling like your setup is trash, or your numbers are too small, or someone's trying to tear you down. Listen to me. I lean closer to the camera, my gaze direct. No matter how many times you get knocked down, no matter how many times you're mocked or dismissed, your passion, your voice, that's what matters. Keep creating, keep believing. Because sometimes you have to burn it all down to build something better, something stronger, something real. As I hit the end stream button, the camera lens darkens. For a fleeting, impossible moment, my reflection in the blank monitor flickers. I see two Mayas, the broken, furious one from a life unlived, and the confident, scarred but strong one I am now. Just a heartbeat. Then the image settles, leaving only the present. The Maya who got a second chance, and not only seized it but reshaped her entire world. The Phoenix Fund. Yes, that has a nice ring to it. Rising from the ashes indeed, we all do, in our own ways.